You are 15 years old and you already know the rules. Don't talk too much, don't ask questions, and never, under any circumstances, look a man in the eyes when he's counting money that isn't yours. This is how it starts, not with a choice. With a plastic chair, a cheap phone, and $100 a week. And by the time you realize what you've walked into, the door behind you is already gone. This is the anatomy of a cartel. 9 levels, from the corner to the compound, from a lookout to a legend rotting in concrete. And every single step feels like a promotion, right up until it doesn't. Level 1, the watcher. You are 15, maybe 16. You sit outside a shop on a dusty street in a city no one outside of Mexico has ever heard of. You have one job: watch the road. A military convoy rolls by. You send a code word. Black SUVs with tinted glass, different code. You do not know where the messages go. You do not need to know. You get paid on Fridays, cash in an envelope, no name on it, no receipt. The men higher up don't acknowledge you. You are infrastructure, furniture with a phone, but you watch everything. You see which cops wave and which ones look away. You see which businesses pay and which ones argue. You're learning, even if you don't realize it yet. Then one afternoon, a convoy turns down your street and your thumb freezes over the keypad. 3 seconds, 5 seconds, you forget to send the warning. The messages you receive afterward aren't angry, they're quiet. And a man materializes beside you like he was never not there. He doesn't raise his voice. He simply tells you what happens to boys who forget. You do not forget again. Level 2, the driver. You are 18. A man at a gas station asks if you can drive. You say yes. Of course you say yes. The next morning, you show up to a warehouse on the edge of town. There's a white truck loaded with produce. Crates of fruit stacked ceiling to floor. You don't ask what's underneath them. You already know you don't ask. Your route is 8 hours. Every pair of headlights in your rearview mirror feels like a hand closing around your throat. But you make it. A man meets you at the destination and hands you an envelope so thick it doesn't fold right. You have never held this much money in your life. You think about your father. You think about what he worked a whole year for. You drive again the next week, and the week after that. The fear fades. That's the dangerous part. When the fear fades, sloppiness moves in to fill the space. Your cousin runs the same route. He gets pulled at a checkpoint. 15 years minimum. The cartel doesn't send a lawyer. They post the job opening that afternoon. Level 3, the collector. 2 years of clean runs earns you a new assignment. Now you carry a weapon and a list of addresses. The businesses in this territory pay a monthly tax. The taco stand, the pharmacy, the club on the corner that stays open until 4 in the morning. Everyone pays. No one debates the terms. Most of the time, you walk in, they hand you the envelope, you leave. Routine. But occasionally, there's someone who decides to test the system. A man tells you, business is slow this month. He's sorry. He'll pay double next time. You nod, you walk out, you come back after dark. You are not cruel about it. You are simply clear. The following month, he pays early. He pays extra. He thanks you. And somewhere in that moment, you stop feeling the wrongness of it. You buy your mother a house. She weeps and holds your face in her hands and doesn't ask a single question. That silence is its own kind of answer. Level 4, the cell leader. You are 25. You run 10 men. You move product, manage territory, and make problems disappear. The cartel supplies you with inventory every month. You break it down, push it out to your distribution chain, and send the money upward. You keep 10%. On a good month, that's close to $100,000. You are also responsible for the violence. When a rival crew shoots one of your lookouts, a kid who was barely old enough to shave, you don't wait for permission. You find where they operate. You send your men. People die. Some of them shouldn't have been there. You tell yourself you didn't pull the trigger. The pressure from above never stops. Your regional boss wants more volume. Always more. The numbers on last month's sheet are never good enough. And your own men are a liability. Young, reckless, using the product, drawing attention. You discipline them the way the men above you disciplined you, sometimes with words, sometimes with pain, Sometimes you lose someone and you don't allow yourself to feel it. You have a house with a pool. Your girlfriend thinks you run logistics for a distribution company. You have learned that the most important skill in this life is the lie you can hold without flinching. Level 5. The Operator. You control a city now. 5 cell leaders report to you. Your meetings happen in locations that change every week. You arrive in armored vehicles with men at your side. Your job has shifted from execution to strategy. You are no longer the one who does things. You are the one who decides. The Plaza Boss wants to expand. You map the rival organization's weak points. You identify which local officials can be persuaded and which will need to be pressured. At 3 in the morning, 30 of your men roll into a neighboring town. By sunrise, the message is hanging from a bridge for anyone who needs a reminder of who owns this highway. Millions of dollars move through your operation every month. None of it goes through a bank. You own a chain of restaurants, a car wash, a small construction firm. Clean businesses, they lose money on paper. You use them to make dirty money look like it came from somewhere ordinary. The DEA has your phone tapped. Your lawyer confirms it because your lawyer is worth the money. You switch to couriers, you speak in person, you speak in code. You sleep 4 hours a night, and you trust no one absolutely. Not your lieutenant, not your accountant, not your brother. Level 6. The Plaza Boss. You run the state. Every shipment, every killing, every envelope passed under a table flows through you or with your knowledge. You have 500 men beneath you. You generate more revenue in a month than some small nations produce in a year. And no one outside this world knows your face. That's by design. You live behind walls, literal ones, reinforced and guarded around the clock. Your meetings are with governors, with generals, with men who have press conferences and give speeches about rule of law. You don't threaten them. That's amateur work. You make them partners, a share of the profit. A future in which they are protected. Most of them say yes. The ones who don't find that the world has a way of surfacing inconvenient truths about powerful men. You are worth more money than you could spend in 3 lifetimes. And you cannot attend your own daughter's birthday party. You cannot visit the grave of your mother. The risk is too great. Someone might be watching. Someone is always watching. You've had 2 of your own men killed on suspicion. Not proof, suspicion. Because in this world, being wrong about loyalty is a mistake you only make once. You have everything. You have nothing. The gold cage is still a cage. Level 7, the boss. You built this. Or you inherited it. Or you killed for it. The method doesn't matter anymore. What matters is that your name, spoken in the right rooms, ends conversations. Your organization moves weight across continents. You have people in 15 countries. Politicians in 6 states know your instructions before they know their constituents' names. You are worth billions. You are also the most hunted human being in the Western Hemisphere. You move every 3 days. You communicate through methods that would have seemed paranoid to you 10 years ago. You have changed your face. Surgically. Twice. Your own children look at you in photographs and don't recognize the man. You meet with other bosses and you carve up geography like it's a business deal, because that's exactly what it is. Tamaulipas is yours. Sonora is theirs. Everyone profits. Everyone stays calm. Until someone gets greedy. Someone always gets greedy. The war that breaks out afterward doesn't have a front line. It has roadblocks, mass graves, and towns that go silent. You cannot stop it because stopping it would require trust, and trust is the one resource that runs out first in this business, and you cannot leave. The men around you cannot afford to let you retire. You know everything. You are the liability now. Level 8, the cell. They got you. Maybe it was a raid, maybe it was someone you trusted, someone who chose a deal over loyalty. It doesn't matter. What matters is the cell. Concrete on all 4 sides, steel door, controlled temperature, controlled light, 23 hours a day in silence with nothing but your own reflection. This is a supermax. And nothing you built, nothing you bought, nothing you were reaches these walls. The money is frozen, seized, argued over in courtrooms you will never see. Your men have already begun reorganizing under someone new. The empire continues without you because it was never about you. You just needed to believe it was. You had everything. You made decisions that ended lives and changed the trajectories of thousands more. And now you have a concrete floor and the rest of your natural life to sit with that. Level 9, the cycle. But the story doesn't end with you. It never ends with you. Somewhere right now, your nephew is making calls. Your lieutenant is consolidating power. Someone who was a driver 3 years ago is running a cell today. The drugs are moving. The money is flowing. The system is already absorbing your absence and producing a replacement because the machine doesn't run on loyalty or courage or even cruelty. It runs on demand. And demand doesn't go away. You were a king. Now you're a warning that no one takes seriously enough. A story told in documentaries and whispered about in towns that bear the scars of your decisions. And somewhere right now, a 15-year-old is sitting outside a shop on a dusty street with a phone in his hand and $100 coming on Friday. He thinks he's watching the road. He doesn't realize the road is watching him back.